Hi, Bob Gruen, rock and roll photographer from New York, here for Boomerocity.com. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about Sly Stone, Sly and the Family Stone, great band from the 60s. I don't know as much about Sly Stone as I know of some of the other bands I've hung out with, because I never hung out with Sly Stone, but I did see him several exciting times. First time I saw him was at the Woodstock Music Festival in 1969. I went there as a Who fan, and Saturday night we went over to the big field where all the bands were playing. I was actually camping out on the other side of the woods, but we went over to see Janis Joplin earlier in the evening. She was amazing as usual, and then she was followed up, I think, by Creedence Clearwater. And then it got kind of cold on the mountainside. I remember roaming around. My friends went back to the tent because it was kind of chilly. I remember huddling by some campfires and so on. And kind of late at night, finally Sly and the Family Stone came out, and they had everybody up and dancing to the music. And I'm not a person who usually dances, but that night in that cold mountain air, Sly Stone and Family Stone got me dancing all over the hillside. I remember jumping around and actually trying to warm up, but really enjoying the music and dancing to the music. Later they were followed by the Who, and then early in the morning, the Jefferson Airplane. It was really, Woodstock Music Festival was quite an event, and you should watch the movie. It's really fun. You can see Sly in that movie. He looks great. And then in 1974, I actually got to meet Sly. I had an assignment to take pictures of him and his wife, Kathy, when he got married at Madison Square Garden. I met him at a hotel in the afternoon. It was kind of a surreal experience. Sly was sort of royal at that point. He was a huge worldwide star. And Kathy was just an absolutely beautiful but very quiet and polite girl. Took pictures of them together in the hotel. They were very agreeable and polite, posing for pictures. But then that night in Madison Square Garden, I remember Sly was in the gold outfit. It was called the Golden Wedding. And he had a minister come out on stage in Madison Square Garden. In a very kind of formal ceremony, he married Kathy, and then followed it up with a great show by Family Stone, had everybody in the whole Madison Square Garden rocking. And that was followed up by an after party at the Waldorf Astoria. I think they called it the Skylight Roof, and all kinds of famous people, Andy Warhol and his whole crowd, and Mia Farrow, and everybody who was like popular star of the day was there. It was quite a big party. Anyway, I always liked Sly Stone, and then he kind of drifted into obscurity after that. From what I heard, he was getting into a drug problem. He would show up very late or not show up at all for shows. Then he was taken in by promoters who would make him pay upfront money as a guarantee to play a show, but then they would manipulate it so that the show got canceled and it was somehow his fault. And he just kind of got really burned out by the whole music business, but I think more of it was just that he drifted into drugs and wasn't really aware of what was going on in his life. So it was really too bad when I heard about it. I think early in the 2000s, he was living in a trailer in California, really down and out. But anyway, I hope he's all right now. He's still alive, and I hope he managed to rehab. The funny thing about drugs is that you can give them up and you can get better and become a real person again. So I'm hoping that all the best for Sly. And anyway, take a look at my pictures of Sly when he was really on top. He looked great, and I hope he can continue. Thank you.